Just when I thought I finished all the welding on the car, I was underneath looking at the front half of the car, and I noticed two little pinholes underneath on the plate that goes round here. It reinforces the floor to bolt the seat onto. I saw two little pinholes. I started digging around, and I've ended up with this big hole. Now I've just checked the other side, which is the passenger side, and underneath the rubber mat there is a lump there as well, so I'm going to have to dig the other side out as well. And there's something I find a little bit interesting is this felt. It was stuck down. It's never been up since it came out of the factory, and I found these two screws under there. Now they are the screws that hold this aluminium plate on the door sill. They fit in there, so they weren't very tidy in the Dagenham factory. Right, now maybe I can move, well, we'll be able to move that whole seat forward and get this away from the welding. Just a rubber mat. I think a damp rag is in order here. I now realise why these rust here. It's because of this strengthening rib along here. The plate, the reinforcing plate underneath the car, that is to strengthen the securing bolts for the seat, goes along here. They've actually arched it over here, so there's a gap between here and the plate. There's nothing to stop the water getting in there. So obviously the water gets in there and just lays there and rusts it all the way here. And there's another arch here, somewhere here, to miss this. But luckily that's all solid on this side. And then when it's all finished, before I paint underneath the car, I'm going to make sure I really seam seal it really well all around this patch here to stop the water getting in there. When I took this rubber mat out to start welding underneath the front seat anchor point, I then realised afterwards it was starting to split along here, and I think it's because it's been in this dehumidified garage for years and it's dried the rubber out. So I put this tape on to strengthen it a bit, just temporary, and I put tape on where it goes round the front seat rails because it was starting to split there as well. And then I will take the mat out and I'll put tape on the underside permanently on there, and that will reinforce it a bit. And then eventually when it all goes back, I will put something on here to recondition the rubber. And before I used armour oil, which is like a silicone spray that they use for plastic and whatever. But I have looked on the internet, and there are things that you can use to recondition rubber or to soften rubber again. So I'm going to look at doing that. Well, the problem I've got is I've stuck this tape on the underneath of it, but by taking it out of the car I seem to be doing more damage than it's worth, because it's almost disintegrating under its own weight. So I'm going to have to leave it in the car. Don't really know what I'm going to do yet. It's kind of cracking around the edges as well. It's a bit of a nightmare really. And I've still got the other one to weld there, and a bit more welding here. So I don't really know. And if I put this rubber on the floor, it's all gonna crack. So bit of a dilemma now what to do. After scratching my head a bit what to do about this mat, I've decided I won't take it out of the car again because it's heavy and it's very brittle. But I've had to move it because it's going to get hot here where I weld it under there. So I've moved it back as far as I can go, and under here I've rolled up a carpet, and that's supporting it, and I'll put rags under this side as well to support it. And it's going to make it a bit difficult to weld. I might be able to weld from this side. I'll have to see how that goes. Okay, this is the passenger side, and I haven't had this felt up yet, but I can feel a bump here, so I know it's rusty and exactly the same place as the driver's side. So now I'm going to take this up for the first time and see what's underneath there. Oh yeah, you can't actually see it. I'm just going to reposition the camera. Alright, well, it's exactly the same on this side, but I don't think it's gone right the way through, so here it goes. Rust. It always amazes me, it's only two layers of 18 gauge steel, but the rust just kind of swells up so thick. You think the bracket was made out of 8th plate. Oh dear. That job's finished now. I didn't show the welding on the passenger side because it will get boring, so I've taken some snapshots as you just seen. I've done the same on the other side. I've put 2 coats of smooth Hammerite on there because it's not going to get chipped because it's going to be under this felt. This morning I've ordered the paint for underneath, and in the end I went for Rustbusters 1:1 mastic epoxy. It's a 2-pack paint, and I've also ordered some primer because I wasn't comfortable with putting the top coat straight onto metal. I don't know why, it didn't feel right to me. So that's the end of this video. The next video will be painting the underbody. Hope to see you next time.